Hello, it's Debbie Gilbert from the Business Awards Show, and I'm the owner of the Best Business Women Awards. And today I'm joined by Suzanne Spicer, founder and owner of Spicer & Co. Accountants. And she is hot off the press with a win for the Best Business Women Awards, Best Business Services winner. Welcome, Suzanne.
Thank you, Debbie. It's nice to be here.
Suzanne, you've had quite an awards journey, so we're going to be talking a bit about that today. But before we start talking about the awards, tell everybody about your business and how it started from a kitchen table back in 2003.
Yes, so that's right. It started on my kitchen table when my now sort of fully grown-up daughters were babies. I needed something to fit in flexibly around being a working mum. I'm sure lots of females can agree with that. And it just grew from there.
So you started your journey in accounts, didn't you, in corporate life? That's where you began when you were an accountant. Is that right?
That's correct. Yes.
Yeah.
So I trained with a top 50 firm. I stayed with them for 10 years. And then I decided actually I wanted to see a little bit more of how accountancy worked in industry. So I had some financial controller roles in FTSE 100 companies just to see how finance worked from their side, which was really interesting. But I decided actually I want to go back to working in practice again and just do it for myself.
Yeah.
With a job that I could work around children.
Because I mean, we're going back nearly 20 years ago, and I'm guessing really that they were not geared up for mums working part-time, particularly in those days.
Not particularly, no. And my children are now 21 and 19. They've grown up with the business as much as I have. So as the business has grown, they've grown up. Their demands as they get older are slightly less. It makes it much easier for you as a working mum.
And then you brought your husband into the business. Brave decision.
I know, everyone says that. 2013, Steve took voluntary redundancy. So he'd always been in business development. He's not an accountant, which just surprises so many people. Yeah. So he came on board and he said, if I can make it work in construction, actually, let's do some business development in accountancy and see where we can take this. So he started just networking every single meeting there was possible in the local area, met some really interesting people, lots of networking, as I say. And before we knew it, we were 3 people. We'd had to take on another member of the team, move into a small office. And
now,
just grew from there.
How many staff have you got now?
Oh, we're 10 now.
Wow, that is amazing. What an incredible journey. So you're based in Dunstable.
Yes.
In Bedfordshire, and have you also got a second office in Newport Pagnell?
We do have a second office in Newport Pagnell, so we're firmly established in Dunstable. It's my hometown. I went away to university, came back again, and we love the town, and we do whatever we can in the local community to support events and charities in the local area as well.
Yeah, I mean, that's the one thing about you, Suzanne. You do an awful lot in the community, don't you? So maybe talk about a couple of those projects that you work with, particularly the Level Trust, which I think is really interesting.
Yeah, so Level Trust was set up around 6 years ago. And Steve met the founder, Jane Malcolm, at a networking event. And she said she was looking for someone with a bit of finance knowledge to come on board. From the start, really. So we've been involved from the start. I mean, it's such a great charity. Anything to involves children always pulls at your heartstrings anyway. But they're helping children in Luton who live in poverty with things like winter coats, shoes for school, learn at home packs. So they've got pens and paper and pencils because some children just don't have this stuff.
Mm-hmm. And you've really made it a mission, haven't you, to get involved in the local community, even a pancake race, which I saw on your website. I was like, oh my goodness me.
Yeah, it's just a bit of fun, and it gets the team out of the office for an hour, and we would go and flip a few pancakes and speak to the local community, and it's just a bit of fun as well at the same time. But the good thing about community work is it helps raise your profile as well. Yeah. So it gives you a presence in the local community. People know who you are. Think, oh yeah, it's Spicer's again, and they're off doing this, and they're supporting the mayor or whatever it might be. It is great to boost your business.
And the pandemic obviously brought huge challenges to businesses, having to furlough, rely on loans and grants. How did you support your clients with that?
From the moment we went into pandemic, our phones didn't stop ringing for about 4 weeks solid. I was constantly on the phone from morning till night, just answering people's queries about what they could claim, what they couldn't claim. It was a really tough time. I mean, over the whole pandemic, we've filed around 1,500 furlough claims for businesses who were struggling, and we haven't charged for any of it. All of our help during the pandemic we gave free of charge because businesses had such a tough time, especially those in hospitality and travel.
Definitely. It's been really, really hard for people,
It
hasn't
has. It has.
So we're on the Business Awards show, so we're going to talk a bit about Business Awards. So back in 2018, you won the SME Bedfordshire Awards for Best Business in Dunstable. So that must have been incredible. And did that whet your appetite for other awards? And kind of let's think about what difference the awards may have made to your business.
Yes, I mean, back in 2018, that was probably the first major award that we'd won. It was an amazing evening down at the Corn Exchange in Bedford when they announced your name and you think, wow, we've actually won it, and go up on stage, receive your award, you have your photos taken. It is a real thrill to receive that and to be recognised. And I think you're right, it does whet your appetite for awards. And you can just build so much around it in terms of PR. You can get a press release. We've been in the local paper so many times with our awards, but it is great.
And as a firm of accountants, you have a lot of competition. So do you feel it kind of sets you apart a little bit from maybe others in your local area, the fact that you've won business awards?
There is a lot of competition in our area, and new firms of accountants spring up all the time. We find that the awards keep your existing customers loyal, which is great. They see that you're a winning awards and they congratulate you. Oh, you've got another award. But you're right, you can put it on your website and it does set you apart. You can say in your LinkedIn profile, I'm an award-winning accountant. All these things really help. And at the end of the day, what accountants need to be is a trusted expert. And the awards help to affirm that you are a trusted expert in your field.
So how did it feel to win the Best Business Women in Business?
I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. You look at the entrance and you look at the finalists and you think, wow, there's just such a range of businesses and such amazing women in the room. But yeah, it was an amazing evening and I was absolutely delighted to win.
Oh, that's brilliant. Now you've obviously got a lot of business experience, not only working for large corporates, but now you have 20 years nearly under your belt of running your own business. So for the benefit of our listeners, are there a couple of top tips that you'd like to pass on to other business owners that have really kind of got you through the past 20 years?
Oh, what a question. As an accountant, I've got to say, keep on top of your numbers.
Yeah, great one.
Absolutely vital. If you don't know where your numbers are, if you can't look at your zero package or whatever and run a profit and loss to see how much profit you made last month or whether your sales are down compared to this time last year, you're not ahead of the game. So I'd say keep on top of your numbers. It definitely is a top tip.
And what about networking? How have you found that? Do you think that's been quite pivotal to your success?
Absolutely, absolutely. And it's not just Steve who does the networking as well. So we realised he couldn't do the female groups.
Not unless you put him in a dress.
No, not unless I put him in a dress, which wasn't going to happen.
No.
So I joined WIBN probably about 6 years ago now. And it's been amazing. Such a supportive group of women. And I do find there is something about females doing business with females as well. So the female... WIBN, I'm a member of two groups. We have done Athena in the past as well. But just such amazing support that you get from other females. They're not necessarily looking for you to buy something from them. It's all about how can we support you and how can you support them. Just a really, really nice network. I've met some amazing women networking. Brilliant. Definitely helps.
So what's next for Spicer & Co? You're going to be doing a promotion about making tax digital next year. That's your little campaign.
Yes, big push on MTD next year. And obviously the digital offerings continue to push themselves through. So we are a digital practice, but we have to continually look at the new software that's coming through and what we can potentially offer to our clients as well to make their lives easier.
So what's the new rules about making tax digital? When's that coming in?
2024.
Wow. Okay. So people really need to start thinking about that and getting
They do. I
themselves.
mean, they have some time. The danger is everyone will leave it till the last minute, and then the accountants won't be able to cope because everybody's left it to last minute. So my plan is to get all my clients on board with this next year,
Yeah.
so that we're all set, ready to go, and they've got time to get used to it as well.
Is there any particular platforms that you recommend for online accounting?
We are gold partners with Xero, so we do love Xero. It's great from all levels really of business. But QuickBooks also do a self-employed package, which is very good value for money. So it is worth looking around to see what suits your business best.
Brilliant. Okay. And in terms of finding a good accountant, if people are struggling, what should they be, what criteria should they be looking at when they're looking for a really good accountant?
Is your accountant qualified? There are a huge number of accountants out there who aren't qualified but just call themselves an accountant. So you can actually check whether people are qualified or not by looking on the various institute websites. So, for example, I'm a chartered accountant. There's a website called Find a Chartered Accountant, and it tells you, yes, they're registered with the institute and they're qualified. So that's always a top recommendation. Are they proactive? Speak to these accountants and find out what actually are they going to do for you. And maybe ask, can I speak to a couple of your clients, or look for testimonials on their website.
Although it's not an award as such, you have just been voted onto the board of the ICAEW. Is that right? Do you want to tell people a little bit more about that?
Yes, so I'm now in my second term as a member of the practice committee at the Institute of Chartered Accountant in England and Wales. So we are a group of around 20 accountants from all walks of accountancy across the UK. So there are people there from really big firms, and then there's people there from small firms like me. And we basically give advice to the other accountants in the UK. We feed back to the Institute as to what accountants are looking for from their institute. So I feel quite privileged actually to be on the committee.
Well done. That's amazing.
Thank you.
So again, not an award as such, but good recognition for you and your knowledge and experience, which is amazing. So more awards on the horizon for you? Are you still going to be entering other awards? Is that a plan?
It is, yes. So we're looking at some more awards, probably some more national ones for next year, and see how we go from there.
It helps stay visible, doesn't it, at the end of the day?
It does, yes, because it could be all too easy just to fall off a cliff once you've obviously reached the dizzy heights of gold at your awards. So you've got to keep yourself out there.
Yeah. Yeah, and you did get a nice piece in your local paper, didn't you, with a team photo and information about your business, which is great local publicity for you guys as well.
Yes, we did. Yes.
Well, it's been absolutely amazing talking to you. You're really inspirational. And if anyone's sitting there running their business on their kitchen table, this is where you could be in a few years' time, winning awards on a national committee and really having that business growing quite nicely. So thank you for joining me today, Suzanne. And we look forward to watching your award journey.
Thank you very much.